Firstly, before we start, I apologise for I apologise for yesterday. I was streaming a video, and if anybody watched it live, they probably realised there wasn't any voice over. It was only after that I was looking at when it was processing the video that it appeared my microphone was off. So when I looked this morning, it had inadvertently or accidentally been muted by the little remote thing on the cable. So I must have caught it on something. So I hope that you can hear me in this video. But as a result of the other one not having any real sound or anything, I deleted the video, so it won't be there to look at. So today we are starting our tour at Belevag, and then flying a very short flight of about 10 minutes to Batsfjord, and then from Batsfjord we will be flying to Svartnes. I'm just bringing up the plan so you can have a look, and then from Svartnes, that's only about a 13-15 minute flight. We'll fly a 20-minute flight from Svartnes to Kirkenes. So that's the plan. You didn't actually miss much yesterday because the weather. So we flew yesterday from Mehamn to Belevag, and it was basically overcast down to about 600 feet. So I flew around the coast. I flew around here and down around the coast here and back into Belevag to avoid the hills, because I had to stay down to about 1,000 feet to avoid the clouds, and the clouds at Belevag were down to about 300-400 feet anyway, so there wasn't an awful lot to see during the course of the route. So today we're flying from Belevag down to Batsfjord, and then on to Svartnes, which is here, and then down to Kirken, I think it's pronounced Kirken, or Kirkenes, I'm not sure. So that's our route this afternoon. I say these two legs are relatively short, and then that one's a wee bit longer, but it's mostly over the sea. So we'll maybe speed it up a bit, perhaps. I don't know. No, we'll keep it at base. I'll just put some music on once it's in autopilot or something. So so that's the route. And so if we get rid of this, and I've already loaded up the FMC, well, not the FMC, sorry, that's my 737 speak, the Garmin navigator screen, and I've made sure we got fuel. So let's see if we can get ourselves started. Before I do that, let me just start my SkyTrack, which I always forget. Okay, so I thought for a change, we'll go through the checklist. I've done the pre-flight checks, etc. So starting the engine. So we got left, right, half open. So throttles. So we'll have the throttles half open, which is about there. So it doesn't need to be half inch, it says. So probably about there, I guess. Propeller full forward to increase RPM. Master switch on. Electric fuel pumps on. Mixture full rich. Magneto switches on. starter engage maximum 15 seconds. So that's one good start on the right engine. One good start on the left engine. Just adjust the volume mixer here for that should be alright. Okay, throttle adjust. Well, that just means to put it back to idle for the moment. Oil pressure. Oil pressure is over here. Oil pressure is in the green on both. Oil temperature is in the green. The cylinder head is well in the green. I've got fuel, 4 tanks of fuel, so we can tick both those off. Right, so before taxi, rotating beacon on. Electric fuel pumps now both off. So what have we got? Wing flaps retract. Yep. Wing flap center position off. Landing gear indicator light green. Avionics master can go on. Radios, well, we'll set those later. We'll assume they're set. Artificial horizon is horizontal. Altimeter adjust barometer. So what's the weather today? So the weather we have today at ENBV is winds 060 at 6 knots, 1002. So 1002 is 29.6, 29.59 to be exact. So 29.59 is probably there. So that's done. Clock, well, clock's okay. I think it's currently coming up for 4:30 in the afternoon in Norway. Pitot heat on then off. Where's my pitot heat? On then off. Taxi area clear. Throttles apply slowly. Brakes check and steering check. So we'll do that in a minute. We can't really, we'll do that. We'll do the engine run up. Engine run ups anyway, I mean, that's just a we'll cover those in a minute. So that'll do for now. So you can go all clear, brakes off, and we want to head, I think runway 05, wasn't it? Yeah. So we will head pretty sure we want to head out. Yeah, so we want to head left. Nothing coming in. No. Some flaps for takeoff. The weather is much improved from yesterday, I can tell you. It was quite horrendous. I probably shouldn't have been flying a GA flight in those conditions. It wasn't raining, but it was just the cloud was so low and foggy and misty, and visibility was poor. It was really an IFR flight, although we didn't really have, all I had was an NDB to go by, and keep my eye on the coastline by keeping low. So it became a VFR flight, but in IFR conditions. So it was quite interesting, but We probably didn't need to come to the end of this runway, but I thought I would anyway, just to enjoy the scenery on takeoff. So, now what is that doing there? Why is that not going back to? Oh, I don't want that, that's what I want. Not quite on the centre line, but... Alright, so we're going to take off and... oops, sorry, and do a right turn. To bring us in line with the NDB at is 348, so we'll tune that in before we forget. 348. Right, let's put the parking brake on for a minute. So going back to our checklist. Right, so throttles apply slowly. I've done that. Why did it not take that? It had to be off, I suppose. Oh well, we've done that anyway. Brakes work. Parking brake full on. No, it's not ticking those. Right, well, we'll skip all that. Is there anything else there we need? That's just the engine run up. Fuel selectors, inboard main tanks are on. Fuel pumps. Put them both on again, I presume it's those. I'm not aware of any other pumps. Not aware of any other fuel pump switches. Heater. We'll leave it at that. Fuel pumps, yeah, they've gone on. Wing flaps, elevator trim, set for takeoff. Gyros, engine gauges normal, strobe lights are on, landing lights are on, throttles, actually, control wheel, okay. I just thought it was interesting to have a quick look at the... Okay, so let us go. Oh, I haven't got the... I just realised. Sorry. Knots. Positive rate, gear up, so gear up. Flaps up. Trim it out about 1,000 feet, I think, per minute. Direction, I think. It's probably the wind blowing me a little bit there. So there is, well, I couldn't pronounce it, I forget. Bellaveg, sorry, Bellaveg. Now, the environment up here is very, very remote and wild in a way, not too much around in the way of towns and vegetation, so we shall Probably only need to go up to about 1,500 feet, I think. So, well, we're nearly up to 2,000 anyway, so I think we'll hold it at 2,000. Which I think will really be sufficient for what we want. As you can see, it is extremely barren up here. Dartmoor's got nothing on this this part of the world. Although it's barren, it's quite interesting. And the weather here, it says, is clear relatively. There's a few clouds out to sea, but it's relatively clear. What's happened to my views? Oh, that's a bit of a pain. Hang on a second. Get our views back again. I think it's that that's doing it. I was playing around with these this morning and I thought I had them right, but I'm going to have to redo them. Okay. No, it won't do that then. I'll have to look at that before the next flight. What we can do is look at this. Okay. Oops. I should have throttled my engines back. They were burning up there, getting a bit hot. Now where we're cruising we can lean back a bit, I think. Lean our fuel back. And that should be okay for now. Okay. Now, we're obviously heading fine for the NDB, spot on at the moment, and it's actually just over this next ridge, so we haven't got very far to go at all really, and because it's so clear, hopefully we'll be able to see where we are. Obviously still some moisture in the air to get those trails off the wingtips. I'm going to record these videos as separate videos, even though it's I don't know, maybe not. We'll see. See what time's elapsed. Probably only about 10 minutes so far. Yeah, we've been going 11 minutes. So since releasing the parking brake on the terminal, at the terminal. So. Flaps in. Quite spectacular cliffs along there. Good job I got my wheels up, or I'll be skimming the ground here. Wind farm on the top of the hills. I don't know how accurate that is, but I actually installed X-Europe. I actually installed X-Europe version 5, so some of these features may be from X-Europe, and they are either based on the OSM data, or they're just, I don't know, random maybe, but I suspect they might be on the OSM data. OpenStreetMap, for those that are not familiar with OSM. Well, we go over this ridge, and there's the airport. I can see the beacon flashing. Now the winds at here are the same, 060. So we need to land in a sort of northerly direction. So we'll go on the heading. I think we'll come round this way a bit. Looks like the airport is up on a plateau, unless the mesh is not quite correct. Let's go on heading mode for a little bit, and so that we can approach from the south. Yeah, that mesh there doesn't look correct, but it's a bit of a shame. So that must be the town of what was it? Batsfjord. Where it gets that name from. So we'll go downwind a bit more and then come back in. And the downwind leg. So if we turn the altimeter off. We'll turn the autopilot off. So there's the runway down there. So we'll turn around and head down this river valley. Well, where are we going? Lost sight of the airport at the moment. Let's go to that side. Oh yeah, it's over there. Alright. I think I'll have to go around again. I turned too far. Do actually, let's put this on to 060, which I think is the it's probably a bit less than that, 040. Give me an idea. I'll go out a bit further so that I can see where I'm turning into. Flaps down and the gear down as well. Yeah, I don't think that sheer cliff there is probably correct, but never mind. High at the moment. Probably a bit fast. There's 2 whites, 2 reds. Not too bad for a landing. I'll take that. Use up my brakes a little bit there. So this is Batsfield, or Batsfield, I don't know how it's pronounced, but that's how it's spelt anyway, Batsfield. I'll just go in here. That little mound there doesn't look right either, so there's obviously something a bit skewy with the mesh here, but not too bad. Okay, parking brake on, and we will let the engines throttle down on their own, and we will kill the engines. So welcome to Batsfield. Anybody go bat hunting here? I have no idea. Okay, so what I'll do is I will I think actually we can probably just continue from here. Oh no, let me just file my PREP. Okay, that's done. And start. Right, so I've just started a new flight track flight. So from here we head again east, well, southeastwards. So if we put this around southeast, probably that sort of direction, I guess. Can't really tell, it just sticks us at the bottom there. I think it's probably about that direction. Okay, so we'll turn the avionics off for a minute, and we'll see if we can start the engines again. So I've got the fuel pumps on, magnetos on, landing lights can come off for a minute, beacon lights can stay on, strobes can go off, pitot heat can go on and off again. I'll bring the flaps up. Well, I'll put the flaps for takeoff as we're going straight out. So I put the mixture full forward, props full forward, and throttles ½ inch. That's one good engine start. Two good engine start. Props back a bit. Put the taxi light on. Fuel pumps can go off. Cows can come out. Whoops, don't want that one. Not that one. It's that one. No. Oh, I'm trying to find. That's it. Cows can come open. And that cone over probably, but so we will head off again and head now to Sputnes. And I think the weather's going to hold, so we should have reasonable views, I reckon. Sputnes, I think, does have I'll turn around before we get to those end lights. Sputnes does have a VOR, so at least we'll have some navigational aids. We'll have to climb up to 2,500 feet this time. We're a bit close to some of those hills this last leg. Okay. Right, so we'll be okay. Props full forward, cow flaps are open, taxi light can come off, landing lights can go on, nav lights can go on, strobes can go on, and we can head off. And I'll check the navigation in a minute once we get airborne. think I took off in the wrong direction actually. Silly me. Came in that way, didn't we? Okay, gear up. Never mind. Just do a left turn instead. Trim down a bit. Flaps up. Do a gentle turn to the left. Bye bye. Batsfield. I don't know if that's the name of the field or just the town. Probably the field is Batsfield. Level off about 2,500 feet, I think. We don't want to be too high. That will do us for now. See where we capture the we'll capture the nav 1. Well, not nav1, but the GPS rather. Capture the GPS once it starts turning in towards us. We'll keep heading towards it. We're heading in the right direction, just not quite on the flight plan, but on the flight path. Alright, throttle back our engine a bit to about 24. Nicely. 140 knots is fine. Strange markings or undulations on that little island there. And we can see one over gave what the town was. Look at the town. At start theirs is ENBS. So airports. So runway 03, I suspect. What's the weather? The weather at Slatners is 0606 knots, 1002 still, so it's the same as we had before. Stick that on the GPS, I think. doesn't help. Oops, I don't want 21. That's what I want. Right, so it's 111.1. So I can come in here and we'll push this back to 0. And heading straight for it. So we've got about 35 miles. Not a lot. And we've got 348 again. It's oh no, that's Baxfield. What am I doing? Oh no, sorry, I've got that was where we just come from. It's ENSS, I think I want. That's the one I want. Sorry about that. Right, so approach. So it'll be runway 14. We'll do a VOR approach, runway 14. Oh no, it won't. It will be the other one. Beg your pardon. What am I talking about? It will be runway 33. So we'll do this one. Right. So we'll come in this way, but we won't be at 4,000 feet. So we'll come in along the. We're sort of coming in from this direction, so we'll just come round. We'll watch this for 7 miles and just do a 7-mile arc at about, well, here is 1,800 feet, so we might have to be a bit higher if these are restrictions for hills, but I think even if it's for a town or something, we're okay in a simulator with a GA aircraft. So well, that's 738 feet, so I should imagine that anything around 1,000 foot coming along here will be fine. So we can descend when we get a bit closer. We should start picking up the VOR DME. In fact, it's showing here that it's only 15 miles. Oh, is that us? Oh yeah, there's us just creeping onto the map, look. So we're heading for the VOR at the moment. So what we could do is come out this way at 2,000 feet and then drop back round somewhere along here. I think we'll do that actually. It's probably better. We'll know when we pass the VOR. And also the NDB, I guess. Where's the, has it got a, oh no, I've got the wrong NDB in, didn't I? Where's the airport? Don't show anything. So we're going to line up with runway 33. And we go off to the left here somewhere. Okay, so what are we on? 111. So this gauge here is also tuned into this, but it doesn't seem to be picking up at the moment. Oh no, I'm on GPS. That's better. Now that, no, it hasn't picked the navigation aid up yet, which is surprising, probably because we're too low for it at this. Bit strange. Sure it's 111. Oh no, it's 114. Beg your pardon. Of course, that was the other one, wasn't it? 1141. That's better. There we go. Jolly good. Sorry, not concentrating. outside. Greener, but no trees, I don't think. I think it's all sort of moss and heather and stuff like that, I guess. They don't look like trees. Might be a few over here, possibly. A few dotted in the valley, but well, there's a coast, so I guess my guess is that Spartnes is down on the coast here somewhere. We won't be able to see anything yet anyway, but a town of some sort over there. Maybe is that the airport? Hang on. No, maybe that's the airport over there actually. Yeah, that's the airport over there. I thought, oh no, I thought we were on. That's what it is. Say I saw a flashing light there. There's the airport beacon. So we're finding the airport. Two beacons flashing there actually, one there and one there, so is that the VOR? Possibly. We'll see the airport anyway in a bit. Okay, we'll turn the altitude off. Speed drop a bit. Do the right hand circuit to land, so we'll cross over the airport at about 2,000 feet and head out just a little way, enough to be able to turn ourselves in on the base leg. Up to 2,000 feet now, just above. Well, that must be the town of Spartnes out there, but it's surprisingly it's out on an island. Huh. What does our map show? Or our Spartnes should be down in here. What that is then? Oh, that's Bardo. That's Bardo. Oh. Right, so the runway here was. Excuse my dog going mad. Runway 33, so we'll put the heading on to 33 just to give us a guide.
Excuse me. Waffle! Enough!
It's put me off there and I'm letting myself drop too low. So let's level off a bit. Fly it manually now anyway. Runway 33 is round here. So we'll head out a downwind leg. There's the edge of the runway there. So we'll head out this way a bit more. Now what was that? That was let's turn that off. 147. So we want to be sort of outbound on ahead in a 147, I guess. I'm getting quite low here though. It's just quite high. I need to drop my speed down a bit anyway. Right. So as we're low, we can probably circle in, I think. Let's have some flaps. A bit of throttle. Gear down. Get rid of my map. There's the runway. We'll just do a gentle turn. Try to keep level. We've got 2 whites and 2 reds, so it's nicely on the glide slope. Although there isn't a glide slope, but using the pappies as an aid to descend. Now you've still got yellow markings on this runway. All Norwegian runways used to have yellow markings, but I think in the last couple of years they've been changing them all, might be more than 2 years, changing them all to white markings. I think it was because in the snow, when there's sort of ice and that on the runway, you couldn't see the white markings, so even though they clear the snow a bit, but you still get frost and stuff on the runways. Coming in too fast here. Yeah. Oh, butter that runway, that was good. Excellent. I'll take that any day. I find using toe brakes and using the rudders quite difficult. If you tend to sort of push one side on the brakes and it turns the aircraft like that. Right. Right, let's swivel around. Okay. So this is Svartnes, and I think I might, what I'll do here is I will oh no, we'll continue, might as well. We've only been going for 20 minutes, I think. I know, maybe a bit more than that. There's a little Saab 340 in by the look of it. King Air, I think. We'll go and park over next to the King Air. We'll come round this way, face outwards so we can see. Don't want to go where the big boys are. Oh, they've got a little cafe or something here, I think. People are out having a beer. Sounds a good idea to me. I just got my little glass of orange juice. Can't drink beer and fly. It's not on. It's a Norwegian flag. Okay, let's bring it to a stop. There, parking brake on. And the throttle down again. And turn these off. Yeah, I will stop the recording here and take a little break, and then the next recording will start afresh. Landing lights off, nav lights off, strobe lights off, and cowl flaps in. Okay, stop recording and submit. Okay, so if you want to watch the last leg of these three, it'll be on a separate video, but I'll post them both together. I doubt if there's anybody watching live, but if you are, just hang about and I'll be back live again in about 5-10 minutes maybe. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you